On a warm early summer afternoon in the Scottish Highlands, where lush green forests hug gently rolling hills, laughter echoes through the grounds of a historic manor house. There, beneath a canopy of sun-dappled chestnut trees and twinkling lights, Caitriona and Sam Heughan are celebrating an event millions of fans could only dream of: their engagement. Not a lavish Hollywood affair, the ceremony is traditional and intimate. Only their closest friends and family, close friends, and a few close colleagues are invited. There are no paparazzi, no red carpet. Just the sound of violins, the clinking of glasses, and the gazes of two people who have spent nearly a decade together on screen, and now in real life. Caitriona wore a light green dress, flowing but simple, with her hair loose, accented with wildflowers from the back garden. Sam wore a traditional Scottish kilt, a white shirt, and a hand-knitted wool coat his mother had made him when he was a teenager. They didn't need to be fussy, because the happiness in their eyes was the most precious jewel. "Kate, do you remember the first time we met?" Sam smiled, raising her glass of champagne as she stood in the middle of the garden, where everyone had fallen silent to listen. "At the audition in London," she replied, her eyes shining with happiness. "You were in a crumpled shirt and a little nervous. And I had just flown in from LA, and fell asleep during a script reading. And the director still cast us. Because you looked at me like you were Jamie and I was Claire, from the very first minute." Applause broke out, and Caitriona's mother, Moira, could not hide her emotion. She approached, hugged Sam, whispered something that made him laugh, and then nodded tearfully. In another corner, Sam's father, known for his calm demeanor, just quietly observed, his eyes lovingly following the couple's every move. A special moment occurred when the host invited everyone to gather around a long table. On it was an engagement cake, which Sam and Caitriona had made together, according to them. The cake was decorated with lavender and honey from Sam's garden, symbolizing memories of filming in Scotland and warm afternoon teas between the two. "We used to think love was a distant thing, especially in this noisy world," Caitriona shared, choking up. "But then, after every scene, every airport farewell, every time you held my hand when I was nervous, I knew the magic wasn't far away." "It's right here," Sam added, squeezing her hand. "In your heart, where I found my home." The party continued with traditional Scottish tunes, mixed with laughter from family and tears of emotion. Caitriona was seen dancing with Sam's grandchildren, while he talked to her parents about plans for a small wedding by the lake next year. No one mentioned Hollywood, busy schedules or stage lights. Tonight, they were just Sam and Kate, two people in love, with family, with memories, and with the future that lay ahead. As night fell, and lanterns were lit throughout the garden, Sam led Caitriona away from the crowd, holding her hand and walking out onto the back lawn, where there was only moonlight and the scent of wild grass. He knelt again, this time not for ceremony, but because his heart was beating like the first time, and whispered, "I don't just want to be Jamie in your life. I want to be Sam, the one who holds your hand through every season of life." Caitriona did not answer right away. She leaned down, kissed him lightly on the forehead, then leaned close to his ear, whispering something that only he could hear. But one could tell by looking into their eyes what it was. And that night, under the Highland sky, a new chapter began, not on the screen, but in their real lives. The full moon shone down on the soft lawn, where only Sam and Caitriona stood facing each other. There was no more music, no more clinking glasses or applause. There were only two hearts beating as one, and the space was as quiet as if that sacred moment wanted to stop forever. Caitriona looked at Sam for a long time, as if in her eyes she was reliving the whole journey. From the first awkward days on set, to the sleepless nights because of emotional scenes, the hasty flights, the times waiting for each other behind the scenes. And then there were the simple moments, a cup of hot tea after a cold rainy shoot, his hand always ready to reach out when she was tired. "Sam," she said softly, her voice trembling slightly, You know, I used to be afraid of this. Afraid that if we really got together, we would lose something, a beautiful friendship, a great understanding. I used to be afraid too. Sam nodded, his voice hoarse with emotion. But then I realized, losing you, that was the scariest thing. She smiled softly, tears glistening in her eyes. Sam stood up, gently embracing her. In his arms, she felt all her worries, all her doubts melt away. It was like every time he held her as Jamie, except this time it was real. There were no cameras, no dialogue, just them, just as they were. In the distance, the lights from the main house still flickered, and a few of the family members began to notice the absence of the main couple. But no one came looking. They knew, this moment belonged to them alone. After a moment, Caitriona pulled a small object from her dress pocket. A piece of white lace, embroidered with the name, Fraser, in the bottom corner. I've had it since the first season. It was a prop from a wedding scene, remember? But I never gave it back to the wardrobe department. I kept it, as a token of some kind. Sam looked at the cloth, then at her. Without another word, he reached out and took it, folded it carefully, and placed it in his breast pocket, closest to his heart. Now it's real, he whispered. This time, it's not just Jamie and Claire. It's Sam and Kate. The soft wind carried the scent of lavender from the backyard through her hair, making the air even more enchanting. Sam leaned down and placed a kiss on Caitriona's forehead, soft, tender, and full of promise. We've lived so many love stories on film. Now it's time to write real love, day by day, month by month, for a lifetime. Under the Highland moonlight, the two stood silently together. They didn't need to promise with flowery words. Because the look, the hug, and the quiet peace between them were the deepest commitment. And that night, Scotland witnessed more than just an engagement. But it is the beginning of a modern fairy tale love story, real, and incredibly beautiful.